Droopy McPoodle, the deputy, the cowboy, the master detective. Tex Avery was responsible for the creation of many beloved cartoon characters, and his most popular character while at MGM Studios was this happy hound, whose deadpan demeanour and monochrome deliveries provided the perfect foil to his screwball counterparts, like Butch and the wolf. In commemoration of International Dog Day this month, we are revisiting the story of Droopy's early days at MGM Studios, his long list of cartoon cameos and his later enduring affiliations with Tom and Jerry, as well as his role as a spokesdog for Cartoon Network and how this popular pooch became Saturday morning cartoon's ultimate straight man. Droopy is an anthropomorphic white basset hound created by director Tex Avery and who first appeared in MGM cartoon shorts during the golden age of American animation. Droopy was in many ways the exact opposite to Tex Avery's typical off-the-wall screwball characters like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Screwy Squirrel. Instead, Droopy was slow and lethargic, deadpan and monochrome, the straight man taken to extremes in typical Tex Avery fashion. The origins for Droopy can be traced back to Avery's early days working at Warner Brothers Studio, where several gags that were later found in Droopy cartoons were first used in Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes cartoons, as well as a character named Cecil Turtle who bore many similarities to Droopy. Droopy's meek, deadpan voice and personality were modeled after the character Wallace Wimple on the radio comedy Fibber McGee and Molly.
Hello, folks.
Won't you have a cup of tea, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, no, thank you, Mrs. McGee. I find that tea stimulates me too much.
Tea does?
Yes. 3 or 4 cups of strong tea, and I simply am not accountable for what I do.
Actor Bill Thompson, who played Wimple, was the original voice of Droopy, while the role was also played by other voice actors, including Don Messick, who reprised the role in the 1990s, and even Tex Avery himself on several occasions. The character first appeared in the MGM cartoon Dumb Hounded, directed by Tex Avery and released on March 20, 1943.
Hello, all you happy people. You know what? I'm the hero.
Here, Droopy is an unnamed dog who is tracking an escaped convict and is always waiting for the crook wherever he turns up, a gag used before in several Merry Melody shorts directed by Tex Avery. Droopy was not called Droopy on screen until his 5th cartoon, Senor Droopy, in 1949, although he was named Droopy in model sheets for his first cartoon and was officially first labeled Happy Hound, a name that was also used in the character's appearances in Our Gang comics. Droopy would go on to appear in 24 theatrical shorts produced by MGM during the golden age of American animation. In these shorts, Droopy would play the protagonist, or the hero of the story, and as a versatile actor would play a variety of roles, from a Mountie and a cowboy to an everyday Joe. Droopy would always be one step ahead of his opponent, able to anticipate their every move, and in addition to his intelligence, also possessed cartoonish super strength, in contrast to his size. In all of his roles, Droopy would play the ultimate straight man to Tex Avery's insane world, acting untroubled and even bored at the chaos and mayhem unfolding in front of him, in contrast to his counterparts' manic overreactions. Droopy would usually be paired opposite the wolf character, who had already appeared 2 years before the appearance of Droopy and appeared in Droopy's debut cartoon as the convict whom Droopy is pursuing. Another recurring character in Droopy cartoons was Spike, later named Butch, so as to avoid confusion with the Tom and Jerry bulldog, and who was either silent or spoke with an Irish accent. On a few occasions, the damsel in distress character Droopy was required to save was the red character seen in previous Tex Avery shorts. Droopy's Double Trouble saw the introduction of Droopy's twin brother, Drippy, and Homesteader Droopy saw the introduction of Droopy's infant son, Dripple, who would reappear many years later alongside his father in later reboots. Droopy's debut cartoon, Dumb Hounded, was remade 3 years later under the title Northwest Hounded Police, with a similar plot and storyline and with the same characters, featuring Droopy pursuing an escaped convict played by the wolf. Both shorts are quintessential Droopy cartoons, and ironically are less about Droopy and more about the wolf. The humor of the shorts derives from Droopy's omnipresence, his ability to be anywhere and everywhere, inexplicably appearing wherever the wolf goes. The audience can empathize with the wolf's human-like frustrations, as his pursuit by Droopy is both relentless and inescapable, and the wolf's reactions increasingly hysterical.
Hello again.
Northwest Hounded Police in particular is Tex Avery at his most manic, and has regularly been cited as one of the greatest cartoons in animation history. Director Dick Lundy directed one Droopy short, Caballero Droopy, while Tex Avery took a year-long break from MGM Studios before returning in late 1951 and continuing with Droopy and his other cartoons until the Avery unit was dissolved by MGM in 1953. Michael Lahr, an Avery animator, took over directing duties starting with Deputy Droopy, while Tom and Jerry creators William Hanna and Joseph Barbera went on to produce the final 7 Droopy cartoons, and also directed one Droopy cartoon, Millionaire Droopy. One Droopy Night, directed by Lahr and produced by Hanna and Barbera, was nominated for the 1957 Academy Award for Best Short Subject, losing out to Sylvester and Tweety's Birds Anonymous. This would be the beginning of Droopy's association with Tom and Jerry, and would soon make a cameo appearance in the Tom and Jerry cartoon, the 1966 short Matinee Mouse, where Tom and Jerry enter a theater to watch their own cartoons, and in the background we can see Droopy in a poster advertising a fictional cartoon of his. Although he didn't appear in person, this would begin a long collaboration between Tom and Jerry and Droopy, as he would go on to appear in many future Tom and Jerry productions. In 1980, Filmation would produce a series of low-budget Tom and Jerry shorts for television, entitled The Tom and Jerry Comedy Show, which also included a segment of newly produced Droopy shorts. In 1990, Tom and Jerry were rebooted in the Tom and Jerry Kids Show, produced by William Hanna and Joe Barbera, in which Droopy also appeared in his own segments alongside his son, Dripple. Droopy has a different job in every episode, assisted by Dripple, and the two would usually end up clashing with the villainous wolf from Avery shorts, now named McWolf, while the red character, now named Miss Baboom, would appear regularly as a source of conflict between Droopy and McWolf. The success of these shorts allowed Droopy and Dripple to be rebooted in their own spin-off series, Droopy Master Detective, which ran for 13 episodes in 1993, and which saw Droopy cast as a film noir-style detective with Dripple as his assistant, clashing with the same characters seen in their Tom and Jerry Kids segments. Droopy would go on to make regular appearances in Tom and Jerry productions, beginning with a brief cameo appearance in 1992 in the first Tom and Jerry movie, and would later go on to pop up in several later Tom and Jerry feature films. These movies would often feature other classic Tex Avery MGM characters, such as Butch, whose appearance in Tom and Jerry The Magic Ring was his first appearance since the MGM cartoons. Interestingly, Droopy would appear in these films as either an ally to Tom and Jerry or sometimes alongside Butch as a villain, or at least on the side of the villains. Droopy would also make cameo appearances in later Tom and Jerry reboots, Tom and Jerry Tales, and The Tom and Jerry Show. In addition to these cameos, Droopy also made an appearance as an elevator operator in the 1988 feature film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which, curiously, featured Droopy but not his MGM co-stars Tom and Jerry. Droopy then appeared in all 3 subsequent Disney-produced Roger Rabbit shorts, Tummy Trouble, again as an elevator operator, Roller Coaster Rabbit, and Trail Mix-Up. In the 1990s, Droopy became closely affiliated with Cartoon Network over the years, in a way becoming the channel's unofficial mascot and spokesdog. In fact, since Cartoon Network launched on October 1st, 1992, Droopy has been there since the beginning, being the very first cartoon character to appear on screen, and had the important role of showing the kids the guide of this channel in his lesser-known program, Droopy's Guide to the Cartoon Network. In 1997, Droopy appeared in Cartoon Network's Bloopers of the Cartoon Stars bumper, where he commits the blooper by saying his signature line, "I'm so happy," while actually smiling. In June 1999, Droopy appeared in a Cartoon Network short entitled Thanks a Latte, opposite the wolf, and later appeared in a memorable and very clever Cartoon Network promotional spot alongside Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo series, in which the two parody the famous dialogue scene between Jules and Vincent in Pulp Fiction. And in 2002, Droopy was featured in his own video game, Droopy's Tennis Open, released on the Game Boy Advance. Droopy's Tennis Open is a standard tennis game and featured characters from the classic MGM cartoons, and took place in locations found in several classic Droopy cartoons. Is it perhaps time for Droopy to be rebooted? Let us know in the comments how you feel about a Droopy reboot, maybe alongside other classic MGM characters like Butch, Red, and the Wolf. Please like this video if you learned something today, and be sure to share it with your friends. Rest assured that a video on Tex Avery is in the pipeline. So, thank you as always for watching, and stay tuned for more cartoon history.